My plan for this show today is pretty straight ahead. It's about listening to music, or how to be a better listener, meaning getting more out of listening to music. It seems like it should just be natural. You know, you put the music on, you sit and listen, and you got it, right? Well, it might be, but it can be better. It can probably be better than what you're experiencing right now. And I just want to say, yeah, this is going to be a relatively short episode, so I'm going to put a bunch of Audiophiliac viewer systems at the end of this show, 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that at the end. So stick around for that. But this is about getting more out of listening to music, feeling it more, connecting with it more. Because the thing is, and it's too easy to lose sight of this, and here's a revelation, human beings made this music, perform this music, assuming it's not AI or something, right? Human beings wrote this music, played the music, performed in a studio in front of microphones or with cables or something, right? People made the music. And when you think about that and how they're listening to each other, assuming it's a live performance in a studio or even if it's overdubbed or whatever, people made this music. And if you can picture that in your mind, you know, picture what the drummer looks like when they're playing, or the piano player, or the singer, how they're emoting through the miracle of recording. And it really changes the way you hear it. Because it's too easy to lose sight of that, you know? It's like your favorite band put so much work, so much time and effort into making these recordings. And if you just listen in a, let's say, a superficial way, you're missing out on so much. So after you've achieved this, you're picturing it in your mind, it would be logical to either close your eyes, so not to be distracted, either close your eyes or listen in a dimly lit room. Not 100% dark, I don't want you to stumble and fall. In a dimly lit room, or close your eyes, and that ability to see in your mind's eye, let's say, the band performing, what it looks like, how hard are they working, you know, all of that stuff, the singer in front of the microphone in your mind. I think it makes the music more, it just connects in a different way. So, you know, another thing I want you to think about is when you plant yourself in the sweet spot, you're in that sweet spot, you're in the right space, you're comfortable, it's a nice chair, that's great. But it's maybe you're kind of stuck. Because I've noticed forever that when I hear speakers from another room, like a room away, or sometimes even 2 rooms away, it's amazing how my perception of the music and the sound differ. When I'm far away from the sweet spot, there's sometimes when everything lines up, a very live quality to it. Here's another one, so easy to do. And some of these are just experiments I want you to try, right? Is turn your back on the speakers, listening with the speakers behind you. That is incredible. First of all, imaging gets kind of weird. There's basically not much imaging information when your back is facing the speakers. But again, it takes you out of it. You hear it in a different way. You hear your room in a different way when your back is facing the speakers. So give that a try. And of course, I wanted to hear from you guys in the comments about any of these experiments that I'm going to tell you about over the course of this video. Now, of course, the civilians in the world, the non-audiophiles, they're almost never in the sweet spot. They don't even know that it exists of listening in that way, right? They're always over there, in another room or something, cleaning the house, frying the eggs, whatever. That's the way it goes, you know? And that's not exactly what I'm suggesting here. I'm suggesting focused listening, but in a different way, just to experience music in a different way that might get you somewhere. That's the point, right? But the non-audiophiles of the world, they do their thing, we do our thing. Here's another quick experiment, and that is every now and then, with the right kind of music and you're by yourself, just try listening at a significantly quieter volume level than you normally would. And the idea here is to focus, to lean in more to get it because it's a little quieter than you normally listen. And it just makes you, let's say, focus more. You just don't want to miss any of the good stuff because it's a little quieter, right? Or if you're a quiet listener, maybe crank it up a bit than your normal level just to see how that feels. Because I think we tend to listen at a certain level most of the time, and if you decrease it or increase it, you will experience the music in a different way. So all I'm saying here is, I want you to shake it up. Change things around. Turn your back to the music. Listen in a different room. Definitely keep your eyes closed or listen in a dimly lit room. It does change the way you experience the music. And now we're going to do it, the Audiophiliac Viewer Systems, plural, systems of the day. This is Tom's rather extraordinary system, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing. These are the highlights. The amplifier, it's actually monoblocks, Atmosphere MA1 Mark 3.3. Preamplifier, Atmosphere MP1 Mark 3.3. The speakers are classic audio T 3.4s that have 3 field coils. The SACD player is a DCS Puccini, which is also a DAC. Then there's a DCS Puccini U clock and a Stealth Audio Varidig V16 75 ohm clock link. Turntables, Technics SP10 Mark III in a custom slate plinth. Tone arm is a Reed 3Q 12-inch Coca-Cola tone arm. There are 2 cartridges, Vanden Hull The Frog Gold, and a Benz Micro Ruby Z. And, Tara Labs cables, all kinds of good stuff. AudioQuest Nagra 5000. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you, Tom. Hey, this is Fred's system. He has Canton Vento Reference 1 DC speakers. There's an integrated amp, a Macintosh MA8000, but he's only using it as a preamp. The power amp is a Macintosh MC1502, which is a tube amp. Turntable, actually there are 2, an EAT E-flat turntable with a Soundsmith Paula Mark II cartridge, and also a Technics SL1210 Mark V turntable with an Audio-Technica AT150 MLX cartridge. The SACD player is a Denon DCD A100, and for Blu-ray, an Oppo UDP205. But wait, there's more. There's a TEAC X1000R 4-track open reel deck, and also a Tascam BR20 2-track open reel deck. Thank you, Fred. This is very cool. It comes from Stein. He's 28 years old. He lives in Amsterdam, together with Eddie. That's the big bear in the picture. The speakers are an inheritance from his girlfriend's dad. He worked in the British broadcasting industry, and these were his babies. They started out as Tannoy Berkeleys, that's what the cabinets are, but now they have 15-inch drivers from a DMT series speaker. Crossovers are DIY. So are the amplifiers, single-ended KT88 monoblocks, wired in ultralinear but switchable to triode mode. There's also a DIY tube phono stage, and the turntable is a Thorens TD150 in a concrete plinth. And the turntable is running a Nagaoka MP110 cartridge. For digital, there's a Schiit Modi, and then there's a sub, also DIY, but the driver is a 15-inch JBL driver, crossed over at 50 hertz. Anyway, thank you, Stein. This is Tim's system. He has a VPI Super Prime Scout, got it from Upscale Audio. The cartridge is a Soundsmith Zephyr Star. Phono preamp JC3 Plus, CD transport, Cambridge Audio CXC. The DAC is a Benchmark DAC3B. Preamp Benchmark LA4. Power amps, there's more than one, a Benchmark AHB2, and a modified Rysong A10, that's the tube amp. The speakers are Klipsch Forte 4s, and there are 4, count them, 4 SVS SB 2000 Pro subs. Thank you, Tim. This is Robert's Mountain cabin system in Highlands, North Carolina. He has Joseph Audio Pulsar 2 graphene speakers that are sitting on sound anchor stands. The turntable is a Dr. Fikert Valeri with the Audio Mods Series 6 toner and Hana ML cartridge. CD player, Name CD5, and the phono preamp is an Eat Petite. Nice. There's an audio research reference to Mark II line stage preamp, Pass Labs XA25 power amplifier. Interconnect cables are by Synergistic Research, and so are the speaker cables. And then there's some Herbie's isolation devices in there as well. Thank you, Robert. Hey, this system comes to us from David. He lives in Canada and he has a tiny listening room, but he's certainly making the most of it. His turntable is a Riga Planar 10 with an Ampheta 3 cartridge. Phono stage is Riga Aura. Then there's a Riga Apollo 35th anniversary CD player. For streaming, Bluesound Node 2. Preamp is an Exposure 3510. Power amp is an Exposure 3510. And the speakers are PMC 25.22i. Thank you, David. Oh, wait, sorry. There's also a Shit Valley 2++ headphone amplifier, Focal Clear MG headphones. Yes, thank you, David. All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the tips. If you did, or if you have any ideas of your own, please list them in the comments section. You can also comment on the viewer systems too. My name is Steve Guttenberg. I am the Audiophiliac. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, please consider contributing to my Patreon. The address is on the screen right now. You can do it for a couple of bucks a month, up to $50 or $100 a month. Patreon accepts payment in dollars, pounds, and euros. What else? Hey, if you just like these videos, please remember to hit the like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, please do so. And with that, I can say my work here is at last complete. Thank you so much for watching. And I really, really do hope to see you back here again very, very soon. Bye-bye.